This one's even bigger. Well, hey there, hobby homesteaders. Welcome back to Peaks Peak. My name's Lucas, and we're sharing our hobbies here on 38 acres in eastern Kentucky. And today, we're talking blades. Now, today's video is brought to you by Jerry's Resharp out of western Kentucky. They are the makers of the Timber Dog Platinum blades, and they have provided me some blades to test out, and we're gonna do that today. But today's video is not about results of those tests. That's gonna be a long-term thing. We're gonna use these blades for a while, and I'm not gonna pretend that I can tell you how great these blades are running them on one log. But this is the start of the process, and I want to thank Jerry's Resharp for reaching out to us and sponsoring our channel. If you are in the market for sawmill blades, if you want resharpening, tooth setting, anything to do with your sawmill, go to jerrysresharp.com and check them out. But before we get started today, you got to see how I got this log on the mill, because she's a doozy. We gonna get her. Get a bite, get a bite. All right, boys. $21. We're 17 on this end, 13 foot. This one's even bigger. You know, I almost promised in my last video that I wouldn't do that to the Kubota BX again because it was so much at the limits. But I knew there was one more log down there. And to just be honest, when I set out to do this afternoon, I actually thought this was a smaller log. I hadn't really paid that much attention, but I thought it was a log from the same tree, and I knew that I had an end cut on the one that I milled, so I figured this would be 16 inches and smaller, no big deal. But I could tell dragging it up the hill that I was in trouble because it took everything it had. I was spinning and popping wheelies and the whole works. I got it up here, and then, well, I've told you about me before. So here we are, we got it. So guys, as I mentioned, today's video is sponsored by jerrysresharp.com, and I wanted to share with you some of the products that they have available because if you're into sawmilling, then you need to be familiar with Jerry's Resharp. They have lots of sawmill supplies like chipper knives and parts. They've got marking paints and log rulers and lots of stuff that I don't even know exists because I'm not a part of that major sawmill world. They also will custom fit your bandsaw blade. So I just sent them the measurement on this. I needed 158-inch blades. They made those blades to order. You've heard of Ripper 37s, and they carry those, and they sent me a couple of the 7-degree Ripper 37 blades. But they also have a blade that's called the Timber Dog Platinum, and that's their own blade. It has hardened teeth, and the blades that they sent me are a 10-degree blade. I put one on the mill, and that's what we're gonna start testing. I've got a nice poplar log here that we're gonna tear into. I mainly just wanted to introduce you to Jerry's Resharp and the products that they have to offer. So keep an eye on the channel, and we'll continue to talk to you about how these blades are performing and the overall blade life. So we're gonna go ahead and get this big log locked down here, and we're gonna start cutting and just kind of share with you how it feels and what our thoughts are. Looks like we're running good all the way around. All right, guys, first cut, Timber Dog Platinums, 10-degree blade. Gotta move that blade guide out a little more. That felt pretty good. I think I'm gonna take 1 more inch off the top of this. Give me a nice wide cant going here. Good flat spot to work off of. I do hate that I've got dirt on this where I drug it up the hill. Hate to be putting a brand new blade through that. Get some of that dirty bark off of there. Save me a little bit. I actually had somebody comment one time, don't you know you're supposed to take the bark off before you cut? And I'd say that's probably pretty smart if the bark is this easy to get off. It's not always. And I had never witnessed anyone do that. But given the circumstances here, running a new blade, it's definitely not gonna hurt anything. One of the things that I think I can tell about the 10-degree blade, and I don't know if it's sharpness new blade or if it's the fact that it's 10-degree, but the cut feels even smoother. And I've been getting really smooth cuts with the MechMaxx Sawmill, so I've been really happy with that. Come on. Well, I know the log ox will grab it. It's just not as long. Phew. This is one of those times where I wish I was cool like Tony and had some hydraulic assist on this bad boy. But Tony also likes to brag about his workouts and his guns, and well, I get my workout. I probably haven't given the log ox enough airtime for just how good it is. I don't know if you saw how quickly and easily this got a bite in the log that my generic wouldn't. That's my deadlifts. So this definitely cuts smooth. I mean, that is a really nice cut. And you can see down here where I'm not watering it down. I mean, nearly planer finish with that blade. And if anything, I expected it to be a little rougher with the 10-degree blade, because that's going to be a little more aggressive, right? I think I'm thinking about that right. So it would, it's better for softer woods and should cut faster or remove more material at a time, I think. But I mean, from what I'm seeing, it definitely cuts just as smooth. I don't necessarily know if I can tell a difference in the speed that it's cutting, but it's also my lack of experience, because I mean, this is probably the biggest log I've put on my mill. 21 inches. It's pretty comparable to the one we cut last night, and that's why I did this, because it's about as close of a comparison as I could get. Don't love me would be crying shame. Get right here, and then hopefully, yeah. Set that there. I still get that same excitement when I crack open a new log and see the finish and the wood grain inside it. This is a whole lot of fun. And this cant, man, we got a big one. So I don't have, let's see here. Yeah, so this is 11 1/4 by 10 3/4. So this cant is about an inch bigger than the cant that we got out of the last log. And on top of that, let me show you the other things we had that we're gonna get more lumber out of. So on this end, this one is 4 3/4 inch thick. And this is 13 foot long, but on the other end, it's only about 2.5 inches thick. And you know, got a rounded edge. So I'm not real sure what I'll be able to get out of this, but this one's going back on the mill to get milled up separately into probably 2x4s. I'll see what I can get out of it, but I should at least be able to get several 2x4s. And then I got some really cool boards for shelving that I set aside because they're not uniform. I wasn't able to get full dimensional lumber out of them, but they're really nice pieces, so they'll make great shelves for inside the cabin or inside our equipment sheds. Really nice boards, and I'm trying to kind of take some advice and suggestions of people that say you could use this for this or that, and shelving boards is something that I hadn't really thought that much about. I saved a couple in there, but these will make great shelving boards. So we're gonna set those aside for that. We're getting a lot out of this log. Well, guys, we had a great time milling up this big log today. We ended up getting 12 more 2x6s for the roof of our new equipment shed, as well as some boards for shelving. We hope you guys enjoyed watching us put that Timber Dog Platinum blade to work. And until next time, get outside and enjoy God's creation, because it's beautiful out here. Y'all have a good day.